bat are you using?
This one, 32.
72.
Yeah. I was a 32 and then I just realized everyone else was swinging a 32. I was like, oh, I should probably go back down. Maybe later on.
You were using a 33 before?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So were you just feeling late?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
well, I mean,
I couldn't hit off the tee the same as I could. Like, so I was like, alright.
you couldn't hit it off the tee the same as in a game?
Yeah.
With it?
So like, I just wanted.
But you were hitting it okay off the tee?
Yeah.
With it? Okay.
I just wanted like some more things.
I know. Well, it could be a mechanical thing. It could be something that's slowing you down mechanically. Most of my other hitters that are your age, they're swinging. They're 32. I think they're 32 as well, and I'm trying to talk them into a 33.
Yeah.
Not maybe that's more. Well, that's wood. You're not swinging that in a game, but you were swinging a 33 in a game, metal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would suggest at your age to do more of a balanced metal at 33. You can stick with it the rest of the year like a 32, but next year for sure, freshman year, I'd like you to be 33. Okay. So get more of a balanced bat, 33, and then the next year stick with 33 if you want to get another bat. I would probably stick with it for 2 years if you guys, because I know they're expensive. But then the next year, I would either go up in size, 34, with a balance, or stay with 33 but get an end-loaded bat. Okay, so it's going to feel heavier and end-loaded, but you can have the same size. It's going to be the same 33. But just kind of maybe 2 years go with the same and then increase.
Now it's a balanced bat.
Yeah. Okay.
So just use that for like next year?
I would, because all things being equal, same hitter, the bat, the only difference, say like a 32 versus a 33, right? You got, it's -5 or -3? -3. So the BB4, like a bull in a china shop today. So the only difference would be same swing is just the bat size, right? The bigger bat size up to a certain point, but I think you can swing at 33. I've seen you swing at 4. Because you were swinging last year, 33 or no? You're still 32.
No, I was 32.
Last year? Okay, so I haven't seen you swing at 33. But if you're hitting it off the tee all right, most likely it's probably a timing thing going on. If you're not having any success with the 33 in the games, it's probably a timing thing. But the heavier bat is going to do better ball action speed-wise. All things being equal, except for the bats, the bat sizes. It's the same thing if all things being equal, bat size is the same, bat 33, 30, -3, but one is end-loaded versus another's balanced, the end-loaded will actually increase your ball exit speed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you can swing heavier, swing heavier. But again, it could be a mechanical thing, so stick with that for the rest of this season. 32, okay. Because I have hitters that are a little bit bigger than you. How much do you weigh?
135.
Yeah, I'd say some of my other hitters, they're about 140, 150. They're a little bigger, so they could handle the 33 right now at your age. But as you go, you should be able to handle it. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's warm up. And you've been hitting off your backspin tee at home?
Yeah.
You guys have a backspin, right? Yeah. Got to refresh my brain, just dusting off all the cobwebs. It's been a year, so. Are you guys weightlifting at all? Are you doing any weight training, conditioning? No. Let's go one more and then we'll ball exit speed. Okay. All right, so we go right down the middle. All right, so just try and grab these ones if you can.
Right.
These ones are a little softer cores, so they're going to show up slower off the gun.
All right.
Okay. So no big deal, just as long as you know.
All right.
Got my gun. What did you guys have for lunch today?
I think burritos from last night.
Oh, where'd you guys go last night? Did you guys go someplace, or is it a frozen one? Yeah. Where'd you go?
I went to Roscoe.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have that here. El Toledo's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we had an El Toledo.
El Toledo's good. Some of the best salsa I've ever had. 66. One more. That's the one you eat the burrito and you're not hungry for another 8 hours.
Uh-huh.
70. All right. So a lot of pull going on today. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's do. Just filming off the tee today. This one in here. All right. Feeling the burrito come up?
Yeah.
All right. Red eye. All right, ready? And 1, 2, 3, go for it. Okay. So come on over here. Have a seat on the bucket. Sit here. Okay. So let's see what's going on. So a lot of pulling going on. We'll see. Have something in mind. We'll see it slightly above his top hand and his thumb. You see his top hand thumb slightly like below the armpit. You see that? Or like right in line with the armpit. You see that? That is an optimal position to shoot from. Where his top hand is, and it's all about top hand. We talk about finger pressure, right?
Yeah.
Have you been doing that? I forgot about that. Okay, so maybe we'll add that in. That'll be the low-hanging fruit. So the top hand is the important hand, right? Bottom hand, talk about butterfly finger pressure, where we don't want to let the butterfly go, but we don't want to crush it either, right? So that bottom hand is that much finger pressure. You throw right hand. Okay. So that is your dominant hand. And so we want that hand, thumb to be around, like right around that armpit. So from the start, I'd rather you start instead of start up here and then bring it down because it's just too much to think about. I'd rather you start it there, and then all you have to do is just kind of pull that elbow up a little bit, and that'll give you this downward angle. Okay, see how his elbow is just slightly above his top hand? That gives him that downward angle, what we need. It doesn't need to be too much. If we do too much, we can do that too much, and it's going to hurt you. It's going to make you get too loopy if we do too much downhill. Okay, so let's do finger pressure first, and then we'll start lowering the hands and stuff. Don't think about that yet. Let's focus on finger pressure. Okay, so I don't think we need this for finger pressure, right? We could probably soft toss it. So we'll do first round with your bat, and then we'll do a round with the heavy one. Okay, the end loaded. The heavy one is the tan handle. Is the one closest to you? All right, so let's go finger pressure. Let's do it on all of them. We're not going to do any variants on this. So do you remember what? Huh?
Do I swing normal?
Swing normal. Don't worry about where your hands are at right now. Just swing like you normally do. But we're just doing our finger pressure on this one. So do you remember what fingers?
Bottom 3 and then top 2.
No, bottom 3. Oh yeah. If we're variant, did you want to vary it? Let's just do the same on all of them because you've rode this bike before, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about this. So on all swings, I want bottom 3 of the top hand, squeeze. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know when we start it? When we start the squeezing
Once we get
in relation to the swing. So once you pick the front foot up,
Alright.
squeeze. Okay. And do you remember how long we squeeze for? So you get through impact, and as you come around here, you can start to let go.
Alright.
Okay. You hold on. You have a 2-hand finish, right? You hold on to the bat with both hands, or do you like?
I just like whatever happens.
Whatever happens, happens. Okay. Okay. So just turn it on, turn it off when you're supposed to. We're doing it on the same on each swing.
Alright.
Okay. Most likely that was causing the fly ball, ground ball, fly ball, ground ball, fly ball, ground ball, and you couldn't hit the middle. That timing is a big part of that, but the finger pressure, it makes everything better. It just makes everything consistent.
Yeah.
Your ball exit speeds start to tighten up and get consistent. You know, you can constantly hit that high note, you know, or around that high note, a lot more consistent. The minute you start to loosen up this hand, your brain, your body loses itself when it comes to using its fascia, the springy fascia stuff, the stuff that's very important, right? Your hands are, in a sense, your eyes. Your brain has like something like 44% of motor skill development reserved for your hands. So hand cues are very, very important, very impactful. That's why swinging down on a ball is such a like critical bad thing, because it's an easy cue to do, right? So with this, when we start turning this on, now our eyes can see. Now our eyes can see through our hands, and we can get to that ball better. In other words, so when I say you got hands, your hands are your eyes. That's what I'm talking about. When you squeeze, that's like a really good signal that throughout the body, that the body connect now. They can connect. Last one. Okay. So out of those 5, any of those we didn't turn it on and turn it off when we were supposed to?
The last one, I feel like I didn't turn it off and on, like on the right time to turn it off when I was talking to it.
So when did you turn it on and when did you turn it off?
I turn it on like right once I was to get to contact.
Oh, okay. Right when you started turning?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you turn it off?
Like later.
Okay. So later than you're supposed to?
Yeah.
Okay. But the first 4 were okay?
Yeah.
All right. But you still, did you feel kind of the same in impact?
Yeah.
On all of them?
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like, I mean, some people say, well, you know, you can stay loose, and then as you turn, then do it. But how do you know if you're doing it, if you're squeezing it hard enough? How do you know? Unless you start from there, as you're starting your swing, you go into your load, create that tension beforehand, and then go from there. Because if you go as you start turning, if you squeeze as you start turning, you could disconnect momentarily, and now everything's trying to catch up, and we could be in a bad position, like a bat drag, which is a bad thing, instead of bat lag. Bat lag is where the hips are going, everything's connected, and the upper half kind of, momentarily, it's like a pause in between the lower half and the upper half. That gives you that whip action. But you can be too much disconnected, have what looks like lag, but it's a long old swing, and it's just not going to be powerful at all when you get to the impact position. It'd be like throwing your punch and going, and then this hand coming around too late, like has nothing behind it, right? Okay, good there. Grab the top heavy. In loaded, 33. There you go. So plus it's got a goofy knob to it too, so that's going to be a little different to you. Yep. And it's going to be a little goofy to you. So again, learning anything that's goofy or changed, your brain, I think it's like something like 15 or 20% better learning capability when you're doing something different. Okay. All right. So same thing. Turn it on, turn it off when you're supposed to. All swings. Okay. Same round we just did, but now you just got a different bat in your hand. Okay, so did that feel heavier than your bat?
Yeah.
Any of those swings, did you feel it, you didn't turn on, didn't turn off when you're supposed to? Huh? The fourth one? So when did you turn it on and turn it off?
Turn it on a little bit later, and I turned it off earlier than I should have.
Oh, okay, so earlier this time, you turned it off earlier. Okay. Any reason why, or did you just kind of, you just lost what you were supposed to be doing?
I just lost.
Okay. Cool. And then 5, you got it.
Yeah.
Cool. So 4 out of 5 isn't bad. 4 out of 5, that's 80%, right? So, and that's usually what I tell my hitters or my parents, is that we move on. Once they can get 4 out of 5 swings, like how we want it, that means the hitter's got it. If you're in the 2 to 3 range, we still got to work on it. Okay, cool. So let's now grab the middle one with the frog tape, that green frog tape on it, and we might get to that today. So now what I want you to do is I want you to, instead of starting with your hands, I think you kind of start up here or something, and then you just keep them up there. I want you to start them down here. It's gonna feel like they're down here to you, right? Down by your hips. But I want you to start them. Thumb doesn't get any higher than your armpits. Okay, so actually, I got a good one for you, good visual. Let me grab my yellow stamp, T-stamp. Yeah, it'll go under that. Look, bro. Okay. So your armpits, is that about right? About where your armpits are at? Yep. That seem about right? Okay, so we're gonna put this here. So we don't want you, just gonna weave it into the netting. So I don't want your hands to get above that. I don't want them to get above. So even when you go into your load, I want them to stay below this yellow line, okay? So nothing up here, start with them underneath it.
Did you know it's possible to become the top 5% of coaches in 6 months? You know how frustrating it is taking the time to pick and choose the most effective coaching strategies that actually work. You may also have fears that the coaching strategies you're currently following are not validated by science. It's also a possibility you have a hopeless feeling because nothing else has worked up until now. And lastly, you may be holding a little envy for other coaches who seem to be getting their troops to cleanly execute on the field. I've discovered some of these same thoughts and more from the parents of the hitters I teach both online and off. It's a challenge for coaches, especially newer ones, but here's what I found. That it is possible to become the top 5% of coaches in 6 months when we're applying human social and psychological principles that are validated by science to coaching youth athletes. And that's why I wrote The Science of Sticky Coaching, How to Turn Ordinary Athletes into Extraordinary book that is now available for purchase on Amazon.com. Now, once you've read the book, there are a few things that both baseball and softball parents or coaches will realize. A greater sense of confidence that your coaching strategy is the same one that's supported by top 5% of teachers, parents, and coaches. A bigger sense of relief that the coaching strategy you'll learn is validated by the gold standard of science, empirical research. A constant state of joy because your new coaching strategy will make mentally tough athletes focused on the controlled process and not uncontrollable outcomes. At Hit Perform Lab, just finished Science of Sticky Coaching book, and it should be required reading for all youth baseball coaches. Hashtag belt a hat at BCats Baseball. Please click here to get your copy on Amazon today.